Hey everybody, it is me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side for now. And one of those reality shows that we're doing is Drag Race. But before we get into Drag Race, I'm having a really good hair night. And this is what pisses me off. I'm having a great hair night. I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to wake up with the gnarliest ass bedhead ever. Melissa Ty, I know you're out there. I know you and your kid have dueling bedheads, but mine's just as bad as yours. Mine might be worse. We might need to have a bedhead contest. We might need to. Okay, so I still am on a high from pole dancing class. I did pole dancing class again today, and I'm getting better and better. I really am. I think I've kind of turned a corner. It's fantastic. It's just the best. It is the most awesome thing ever. And, okay, so Bacardi makes these pre-made drinks. And tonight I tried the Bahama Mama. Ooh, she is delicious. She is yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I love it. Okay, so at work today, I was in the middle of a live webinar. But luckily, I can multitask, and I got two telephone calls. One was actually work-related, and I had to take it. And the other one, it was a weird number I didn't recognize, so I answered the phone, and it was Sprint. And I'm literally like 2 years overdue for an upgrade. So they're going to be upgrading me to the iPhone 10, and they're throwing in an iPad. So, I don't know how the camera works on an iPad. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. I'm not quite sure. If I can, I'm going to be using the iPad to shoot my show. And then, if not, then I'll be using my iPhone 10, which will still be fantastic. So, I'm really excited about that. I'll be able to pick both of those up this weekend. So I'll have them with me for my trip to England when I meet Steps. I fucking love Steps. I'm getting so excited every single day that gets closer. That's all I'm talking about. That's all I'm thinking about. Steps. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. RuPaul's Drag Race. All right. So I promised you I'm not doing cocaine. I don't want you to see my runny ass nose all the time, constantly. It's so annoying. But I have to say, I've been trying this fluticasone Flonase, and it does help a little bit to a certain extent. I definitely don't need to blow my nose as often as I did before, but I still need to blow my nose. It's not like it's completely dried me up, because it hasn't. Okay, so RuPaul's Drag Race. So this week on RuPaul's Drag Race, this might be my favorite episode of the whole series. It's because it's the Snatch Game. I love it. I love it. I love everything about it. Okay, so before we get to the Snatch Game, though, they had a little mini challenge, and it was the reading room, and the reading room was open, and there were some really good reads. They were really, really hilarious. Like, these bitches they all have it. Like, they've all got it. It's pretty fierce. I enjoyed it. And Eureka won that. Then came the Snatch Game. And everybody did different characters. Now, here's the thing about Ms. Cracker. She did Dorothy Parker, and I think a lot of, especially the young gays, probably don't know who Dorothy Parker is, but Ms. Cracker actually did an incredible job with her, and a lot of her one-liners are total Dorothy Parkerisms, and so I thought she did an incredible impersonation. Now, that probably was lost on a lot of the younger queens, that watched the show, but I'm sorry, I thought she was fierce. Okay, so she did her. Okay, now, Miss Monique Hart did Maxine Waters. Now, you know what? She did the Reclaiming My Time, but it's like, it's just like they told her on the judges panel, they're like, it's like you looked at her Wikipedia page and you only read like the first two paragraphs. Like there's a lot you can play off of with her. Auntie Maxine, I mean, like she's done so much press lately. Oh, and that speech that she gave where she was like, I will not yield any of my time to you. How dare you say that you as a white man understand prejudice more than me as a black woman? I was like, preach, sister. I love it. But then they were talking, like earlier in the show, they were talking, all the queens were talking about how, some of them get very political and some of them don't because of like where they're at, like, I think it was Monique who said, I don't get political at all because I live in Kansas City and I would get lynched. So, and that's, listen, sometimes you've got to look out for yourself. So, on the one hand, I'm all for those queens that are pushing the boundaries, but I also understand when you can't. Some people, though, use that as an excuse to not move forward, but I mean, other times I would definitely err on the side of caution. Okay, so let's see. So Monique did a very lackluster Maxine Waters, and there was Dorothy Parker, who was Miss Cracker, and then Asia O'Hara was Beyonce, and she was kind of a bitch. She was kind of not that funny. I was like, okay. Aquaria was downright fucking hilarious as Melania Trump. Like, just like my selfish thoughts, I was like, I really thought that was Melania for a minute. Like, she looked just like her. She did the fluttering eyes just like her. She had all kinds of clever, like, sight gags that were almost throwaway. Like, her nameplate said Michelle Obama, which she then tossed away to say Melania Trump. I mean, that was really clever. And whenever she chimed in, she had the best. I mean, she won the challenge, because then the runway look was mermaid eleganza, and she was the mermaid caught in the oil slick. And so she had like this black mermaid outfit and like this black, I mean, she looked fantastic though. She did look incredible. So I got to give it up to Aquaria this time. She really stepped her pussy up. Oh, okay, so wait. Cameron Michaels was China, the wrestler, the one who died. I mean, it's not the first time that they've done someone who's died on Drag Race. I mean, I think someone's done Anna Nicole Smith on Snatch Game too. Someone was going to do Whitney Houston, but they can't do it without like a face full of powdered sugar. You know what I mean? Like, so they were like, okay, if we're not going to do that. And maybe that was Monique Hart. Maybe she was going to do Whitney, but then she, then when RuPaul was like, yeah, we're going to stay away from that, aren't we? And she's like, yeah. Oh, shit. I take this shit out of order. I'm supposed to be doing Vanderpump Rules. Okay, don't worry about it. I'll do Vanderpump Rules next. It's all good. Okay, so, but back to RuPaul. Okay, so, in the end, it was down to the final three. Now, the one who won was obviously Aquaria. Now, actually, so they had the top three and the bottom three, and Ms. Cracker and someone else, I want to say Cameron Michaels, the two of them were safe. And then Monet Exchange, who was Maya Angelou and was fucking hilarious, and Eureka, who played Honey Boo Boo to perfection, and Aquaria, they were the winners, the three winners, and the three losers were the Vixen, who played Blue Ivy. I don't necessarily know if I would have chosen that for a comedic role. I mean, she has some funny moments, don't get me wrong. She's going to have a buttload of personality when she gets older. But I don't know. And the way that Asia played off of her was really bitchy. And so Asia and Vixen and who else was in the bottom? Asia and Vixen and Monique. So they asked everyone, who do you think should go home? And they all had to say. Eureka said Asia O'Hara because she's my biggest competition, which that it makes sense, but I'd be careful because a little bit of that goes a long ways. You know, that's what sent Morgan McMichaels home, was talking about her strategy. If that's your strategy, I don't necessarily know if I would do that. But everybody else said the Vixen, she needs to go. So the bottom two were Monique Hart and Vixen, and they had to lip sync for your life, and Monique did the one thing you should never do in Drag Race. Ask Valentina. The one thing you should never do in Drag Race is not learn your motherfucking words. That was it. She had to sashay away. Bye-bye. Ugh. I felt so bad for her. I mean, but Vixen, TikTok, right? Because those other girls are gunning for you, right? But it was great, though. I love the Snatch Game. I fucking love the Snatch Game. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag Drag Race to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race, or you can also hashtag Days to talk Days of Our Lives. And you can hit subscribe on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. And while you're there, you can look around for my Storytime with Angel Benton series, where I tell stories about my life not having to do with television. The next episode is in Japanese. And let me tell you, so I had this new network on my cable, which I'm in love with, called TV Japan. I fucking love it. And I saw this guy on the show. They did this show where this guy basically runs like a half marathon, but he runs it, they showed the little map of where he runs. And but as opposed to, like, you know, running it for time, he stops and he invited himself into this one old woman's house, and she busted out these old pictures, and she was beautiful. And I mean, I was getting teary watching it. I was like, oh my God, that is so incredible. And then he stopped by this fisherman who gave him free sashimi. They went to this, I want to say it's a volcanic hot spring, but it's like even too hot for people to be in. Like, you can get the steam, but you can't touch the water because it's like boiling hot. I think. My Japanese is a little rusty, but it's getting better and better with this show. But he is really cute. So I asked who he was on Twitter and Instagram. I was like, who is this cutie? Because he is cute. And my friends in Japan, God bless them, they were like, that's Takeshi Tsuruno. So I had to look him up. And he is married, of course, with 3 children, of course, that he loves very much. Of course, he's a great dad, of course. He's really cute, though. And he's got like 2 different groups that he sings with, and he sings solo albums too. I mean, like, he's just incredible. And he's a runner. So I'm like, God damn, I want to do an episode of that show with him. I want to run with him. I want him to do a Disney run. He would die. He would die. He would love it. Anyways. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to veer off into that. But, okay, so thanks for logging on today. I appreciate it. Please feel, I've already said all that. Have a great night. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.